is cheer for the boys, all right? Let's clap it up for them. They need that energy throughout the game. It is vital. When you're on that field, you know that your parents are cheering for you. Be out there in full support. Now, there's a few things that we can't do, and that is poor sportsmanship. If the referees here, if you had one more eye, you'd be a cyclops. You know, you can't. They're gonna throw a flag on us. They're gonna go, coach, get them in line. You know, because it's gonna do that. All right. So we can't heckle the referee. We can't call the other team names or anything like that. Just cheer for our guys. That's what we do. We cheer for them. They've worked hard. It has been, what, March. Since March. Understand, football is a process. You can't just have, it's not like baseball where the baseball coach, you know, bing, hits the ball to the kids, and then they go, all right, hey, on Saturday we got our first game. And what? That was our first practice and first game? Yes, that's what happens. It does not happen that way in football, as you guys can see. We have a lot of practices, a lot of work before we get this stuff going. So Saturday is the first game. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock. Never mind that. Be there at 1 o'clock. There's a reason. Because kids will forget stuff. Please have their mouthpiece, cup, helmet, shoulder pads, pants. And believe me, I've seen it all. I've seen kids coming out their helmets. I've seen it coming out, I've seen one kid come with a spirit pack. I didn't know we were having a game today. I thought it was, what? How do you not know this? So, get that stuff packed up for him the night before. Cleats. I had one guy a couple of years ago, I'm not going to say his name at all, but he didn't have his cleats with him.
Oh, I know that kid.
I don't know if you know that kid. I have no idea. But he didn't have his cleats with him. He had to squeeze into somebody else's cleats. So, put the cleats in. I know these things seem very rudimentary, but really it happens all the time. And I told him, if you don't have your mouthpiece in, I'm going to go over to the 8U and get a couple of those kids and they can take that slobber-filled mouthpiece and wear that one. Secondly, guys, we're out here to have a lot of fun, but we do have rules. One of the things is be in touch with the ADs. I have a terrific staff. Give it up for Regina and Stacy. They are absolutely, they're amazing. I don't like getting out of line with them, even though I kind of do, and then I get chewed out, and it's a bad scene, and I have to duck them because they're behind the bushes with Ronell. So, trust me, because I surprise them with stuff that, you know, off the cuff. I don't know. I want you to know that they're doing the bulk of this whole job. All we have to do is teach the game, all right? Makes it easier for us. They do all of the hard stuff, so they're doing all the heavy lifting. Everybody gets, the rule is everybody gets their 5 plays. So AAU rules is 5 plays. So you'll get that at the bare minimum. We try to get everybody in a good amount of plays. I see that happening with this team because we have some talented players out there. So we have different players at all different positions. So they're going to get a lot of work. These guys have had a terrific off-season, or rather preseason. I don't know if you know the teams that we played, some of the top teams in the league. And they did a pretty good job of disposing of those teams. Now, some teams get a little chippy. That's how they are. That's not how we are. We're a very stoic team. And anybody's ever overheard me, you know that I'm stoic on that field. I don't get my blood boiling. I never get upset. I stay the same. I look the same. Win or lose, I look the exact same. You wouldn't know what the score was based on my look. That's it. That's how I do it. We don't talk about the game after the game because emotions are high when you're winning and emotions are lower if you take an L. So we never talk about the game after the game. We just break and they go and salute you. So whenever they salute you, which they will at the end of the game, they will raise up their helmets and please give them a round of applause. This is not easy. None of this is easy. And these young men have learned quite a bit in the time that we've had with them. Believe me, they have. And it's a pleasure to have them. I told you before that this is a mentorship program disguised as football. Believe me when I tell you that. As much as I love football, I love developing the minds and the mentality of young men, to shape them for the real adversity that happens within their lives. Because it will.
Boys!
Over my 26
Coach White is
years of
speaking
doing
to the
this,
parents.
Hey, quiet down.
players have come up and continually call me, come by my house, because I'm at the same house. They come by, hey coach, they're in their 30s. One night before, there was a guy out here that was helping us with the camp. He's 38 years old. Coach, do you remember me? You used to coach me back in 2002. I'm like, yeah, I remember. Now you're 38 years old. So these guys have been around forever. They still involve themselves, and that's what this is about. It's creating good young men, all right? Guys that are going to be respectful, not only to themselves, to others, and to their parents, okay? If there are any questions, I always offer this, and by the way, every year there's always someone, sometime, wanting to interject something like, hey coach, I think you should, and I'm like, I am right on it. However, there's one stipulation, there's a caveat to this, and that is if you would like to interject something that we should do, I'm going to nominate you as the person to get it done, because they have their hands are full. My hands are full. So if you would like to see something, hey, we like to do this, great. You are nominated, so let's get cracking on that. You can check in with the board or whoever you need to check in with so you can get that done. As I'm all about it, but I'm all about if you see a problem, don't just say it, do it. Be a part of the solution. I'm always 100% with that. I've also had people come up during the season, hey coach, you ought to run. I got no problem with that. Coach, hey, show me what you got. And I asked them, well, here's what I need from you. Is that I need you to go out here, and I want you to design that play, show them exactly what the blocking is, what the scheme is, and how it works with the scheme that we have already. Show those backs how to do what they're supposed to do, and make it gel with the other 62 plays that we have. And if you can do that and get your certification for coaching, please, you're welcome to please go out there and do that. I am 100% behind it. I only want action. It has to be action, not just verbal. I don't want you to just be a sounding board like, hey, you got to do it. Because if I took everybody's suggestion, I don't know if you've ever heard this, but I've given this analogy before.
Yeah, because I'm going to say
The old man, the donkey, and the little boy walk through town. The old man is walking, and the crowd of people say, hey, why is that old man walking? He should be up on that donkey. So he gets on the donkey. They go another block downtown, and he said, hey, why is that little boy walking? He should be on the donkey. So he gets on the donkey. So they go a little further through the town, and then the crowd of people go, what is going on here? That poor donkey has two people on it. Get back off. The moral of the story is, I cannot, nor my staff, please everyone. It is impossible. Because what someone else likes, someone else might not like. So our duty is to do our best for those young men over here. That is the mission. Because if we made the mission about parents, then it would be a totally different thing. It would be void of children. It would just be about parents. So it's about those kids. It literally is. So please follow through with this. Let's have some fun. We're going to Palm Springs. Bring your suntan stuff. Bring it out there. It's going to be nice and warm. Actually, it's going to be a little cool out there. I don't know if you've been to Palm Springs in September, but I had a game out there about 8 years ago, and it was 121. Saturday, it's supposed to only be 94 degrees. So if you're skittish about that cool weather, hey, wear a little light jacket or something.
Did you tell them
It's
what
only
time
going
you
to be
want them
94, so it should be nice.
there? Did you tell them what time you want them there?
Yes.
2 p.m.?
So 1, be there at 1. The reason behind that is because by the time you get there, the time the kids get their gear on, the time they get to warm up and go over the few plays, it is time to check in, just like that. We check in at 2:30, and they will be ready. If they're not there and checked in by 2:30, they will not be eligible to play until the second half of the game.
And parents, it's really important because we actually haven't had a chance to red roster check them in. So the boys are doing this for their first time. and I'm not checking them in, the other AD from the other team is checking them in. So it's going to be pretty chaotic there the first game. It's just the way it's working right now with the league in a whole. So I need them there on time, please. And pads need to be in their white jersey before they even get out of the car. So please don't send your player with their stuff not on their pads. Please have them completely ready. Okay? Thank you.
And cups. They don't have a cup. They can't
Well,
play,
yeah.
and I don't bring extra cups.
Yeah, I will never have extra cups, but I am going to have extra mouthpieces for the next game. They're not here in time. I will have them for those one-offs. I might lose them on the field or whatever the case is. But please make sure they have their mouthpieces attached to their helmet, cups in their.
And make sure their mouthpieces are not chewed up, because they will make you go down to Big Five and get new ones. Okay? And the parents have been here and done this before, and you guys know they turn into like a little piece of string. So I don't know what the hell it is.
That's it, and thank you, ladies. That's it. Let's have some fun. Cheer these boys on. It should be a great season. We're looking for some big things. These guys have worked hard, harder than just about anybody in any team in this league. Trust me when we say this. They really have proven that. So we're looking for some great things from these young men. So give them a round of applause when you go out there and keep that energy going. That is the biggest thing. That's why we always say energy, energy. You got to feel that energy. They got to feel it. So when they get out on that field, woo! Let's go Immortals! I want to hear it. We got to be able to hear it because that's what carries them throughout the game, believe it or not. Parents, thank you again. It is time for me to go. I have a couple of things I have to do. Enjoy your